So it's day 232 of Hey, What Are You Doing Today? It's been a cold, rainy day for 2 days now. It's one of those days I felt like I was hanging around Niagara Falls or something all day long today. It's kind of that misty, just nasty coldness. Not nasty. It's not. Yeah, I shouldn't. That's not a good description of it. But it was just that coldness that comes and that mist in the air and. But still with an element of crisp and refreshing, oddly enough. Um, but so comes winter, and I was finishing. I'm almost finished with one of the books on rating endurance, the Shackleton's trip, Shackleton's journey, and I kind of feel sad. The journey's coming to an end. And you know what? It's really just at the end of this book is just like I don't know if crescendo is the right word, but just this crescendo of just the entertainment in it. And ultimately, entertainment maybe is not the correct word because it's just such a powerful human story. But as I'm getting towards the end of it, the energy is getting faster and faster as we're slowly achieving the end. And but I'm gonna miss it. It's one of those things I've heard said before that it's not the goal, but it's the journey. It's one hell of a journey, and once the goal is achieved, all that element of the journey is going to deflate. I mean, the story will still be there, the energy of the story will still be there, but ultimately the journey will not. And so I guess that's for me, it's a good reflection to maintain myself on this journey that I'm on, and concentrate it as that. Not looking at it as there being an end, but just enjoying the journey for what it is, and daily contemplating on where I'm at in the journey and where I started from. I can see a valid point. I can see where I'm at, and kind of have a vague idea of where I'm going, but I don't think that there is an end goal. I mean, the journey itself is life, and it'll be. Hopefully, I'll enjoy every step of the journey along the way, and that which I don't enjoy. Hopefully, I'll learn something from it. But at one point in the novel here, one of the gentlemen has they made it to this island, this island that there's no way they should have been able to sail to with the equipment that they had and the distance in between them, and somehow they pinned this gentleman Worsley pinpointed this island, and they basically took a small lifeboat of sorts, a couple of oars and a couple of sails, and made their way across the roughest, toughest, coldest part of the ocean to this little tiny island that they happened to find. And they were forced to land on the wrong side of the island, and now they're making the trek across uncharted, glacial, mountainous territory to the correct side, because their boat has it's not at its best anymore. They don't have the confidence they can sail around the island, so they've decided to trek across uncharted terrain, which in itself is just amazing. And but anyway, one of the guys, as they're waiting for the right time to make this trip, they're eating and getting used to the land again, and getting their bodies and their minds back. And as they're doing that, one of the guys, they keep a lookout on the weather, and they're kind of observing things that are around them, trying to figure out the best path to go across. And at one point, the weather breaks a little bit, and it's kind of I guess a nice day. And one of the guys climbs up a hill and finds just a little grassy patch, and he lays in the grassy patch in the sun. And I thought, wow, what an amazing feeling that must have been. And to think everything that he had to go through to get to that feeling, and how rewarding that feeling must have been. And then I thought also the fact that he's probably the only person in the world that's ever felt that specific feeling, and that feeling came from being deprived, and from that deprivation, the respect and appreciation grew. Um, and it's just it was an interesting concept that kind of crossed my mind. If I'm able to deprive myself of certain things, will my appreciation then grow more? And that's something I talked about in one of the very beginning videos that I made, and in some regards, it was I was talking about everything in moderation, and how moderation kind of improves the overall value of things. If every day I were to have, say, some kind of food that I loved, or some kind of activity that I loved, wouldn't that activity then in the end kind of dissipate as far as how much I really liked it, or that food? Would my flavors and desire for that dissipate? So that whole moderation, but it's kind of taking to the next step, and I think that might get into what some of the Buddhist monks do, or um, perhaps that's pretty relevant in a lot of different cultures, not just Buddhism, but eliminating certain things, to, a self deprivation, and how that turns into a new appreciation. Not real sure where I'm going with that thought, but I didn't have much to talk about today except for the guy on the hill in the grass, and what an awesome image that was, and what an awesome feeling that must have been, and how I envied him a little bit. How I'm grateful I never had to endure anything that these men went through, but at the same time, I'm envious of their journey, and I'm envious of what their feelings might have been as they, when they were finally rescued, or when they finally made it to the island, or when they all the different things that they experienced. Perhaps envious isn't the correct word, but respectful, and it's something that I would like to partake in some way, shape, or form. Those feelings, but on my own level, I guess. I don't wish to be stuck in Antarctica by any means. Um, but wow, what an incredible! I'm gonna miss this novel when it's done. Uh, it's one of those things. But what else do I got? I guess that's it. So just another day on the journey, enjoying the journey. See what tomorrow brings. Day 232. Hey, what are you doing today? Thanks.